Hey, what's up, guys? I'm in the drive-thru line at Dunkin' Donuts trying to get a coffee on my way to work. I've been inspired a few times to put a message out, but I've been really putting a lot of my energy into work. We've been working on a lot of big projects, and I have the opportunity to kind of make a name for myself. So I haven't been in kind of before I was in autopilot and I was able to study a lot, and now I have to do it a little more recreationally. But I felt inspired to come on here because, there's something big. I feel bad for the people that disregard the Mandela effect and flat earth and things like that so easily, because it just shows such a lack of imagination and wonder, which is basically the true respect for life. If you have a true respect for life and the possibility of many dimensions or an afterlife or no death and just births, we just see the death part. It's because we've moved on
I have an ice medium 4 caramel
to a different dimension. Yeah, there you go. So, I see it more and more. I had these thoughts that I was like, I remember I was watching my brother-in-law. Absolutely, he's an engineer and he's into all this great stuff. He's such a smart guy, and he absolutely loves Lord of the Rings, man. And so I'm watching the Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, man, this life is so constructed. It's so, I remember having this thought when I was still lost. I was still lost at this moment. And I'm like, man, I really feel when I watch this, because I'm an intuitive, I'm psychic. I know this stuff, is everyone thinks you can just predict, the winning lottery numbers. I wish, trust me, I'm as psychic as they come, and I ain't been trying to follow my, feelings on buying a scratch off once in a while or something, like a feeling, but besides that, ain't nothing gonna happen. Dude. Oh, man. So, I'm thinking all this stuff, and we're all going into this Mandela effect stuff, and it's just getting so legit, dude. I don't get how people don't see. I do get how they don't see. It's because you're not looking. You have more than just your physical eyes, guys. You have to have that curiosity and wonder inside of you about the straight wondrous possibility. You can't just focus on all this crappy work, crap, social structure, and money, and all that stuff is so artificial. All that stuff is so unbelievably artificial. It's ridiculous, man, and that's why we feel so empty, and we're not fulfilled, I started this channel to help people, and it's climbing. That's great. I want to see real big results. You got people like Owen Benjamin and Jacob Israel. I don't know. There's a lot of good channels, a lot of good. I want to be more towards helping people. That's why I do what I do, guys. There is a state of wonder in this world. There is so much unknown and mystery and wonder and possibility. When I watched that Lord of the Rings movie, I'm like, there's a whole part of this world and this life that is true and real and exists, but is only talked about. There is a part of this life that's just as powerful and reigns true, and that's what I just had an epiphany. I'm going to go ahead and just say it. That's what the square and the compass is. The square is your surveying your physical. The compass is how you direct yourself over this squared surface with your mentalism from the other non-physical aspects of life that we deal with that are so real every day, guys. I'll probably start doing like some unbelievable, I'll probably start putting out a couple unbelievable, shows, because I was talking with somebody at work the other day that there's one person at my job that has a level that I can have an intellectual conversation with, and I was battling out with him because he had that shut-off switch, and I noticed that right from the back, because I like to come from the extremism points of view, the shocker point of view, because I think the lighted heart and the people that shut down to those grandiose, amazing possibilities might as well be dead, man. You don't have any real opinions. You have too much bias. And I'm right, guys. It's true. A lot of people, man, they're coming off. You're really just judging this world solely on all this bull crap physical existence. It's a joke, man. Like, it really is a joke. There is so much more that influences our life, and it's up here. Everything is constructed in the mind and the consciousness. There is a consciousness, and then there is a mind. There's a awake mind and a subconscious, When I'm studying the sciences and I get deep in these subjects, I look for what rings true in my intuitive abilities. It's just the way I lived, and everything lined up so perfectly to take me away from the physical. Even when I was in life and in the physical, I was so emotional, and everything was flipped upside down so much that it was so confusing and upsetting that bad behavior gets rewarded. So I was bad to myself, but I didn't get rewarded. You have to just be bad to everybody else and not give a crap, and that gets rewarded, and because the principles are flipped upside down. Bad behavior gets rewarded. People that want to treat everyone alike and with respect, and see, I actually was telling this person at work about it, and this is the reason I'm doing this channel, guys, because there's a lot of people out there. I said, Pete, his name's Peter. I said, Pete, you don't understand. A lot of the people in this world that are especially hurting, and especially drug problems, addictions, emotional, behavioral, these people are just a mess. Those are the people that are even more intelligent than you think. This is the last shall be first stuff it's saying. There's a flip. Eventually, all these people at the bottom we're all waking up now. You have people like me that are ahead of all the rest, that are a different type of person, but everyone's put in a place for a reason to lead. I operated as a slave type working person for so long, and I knew that for some reason I had to develop my ability to lead, and then I had to show self-worth, and I had to start working on myself and building myself up, because if I wanted to be a good leader, and if I wanted to find out if I had what it takes to do it, because I knew I was intelligent enough, it took a lot of work, and it's taking a whole lot more work, because it took me years and years just to get to the ability to be considered and held to that all the time, and now I have no escape, and I have to be that every day. And I just want to help people. The Mandela effect changes are, just look for that duality, the polarity and duality in that. Look for the as above, so below. Look for greens changing to blues, and reds to yellows, and yellows to red. Look at the primary colors and their equals and opposites, and look for those flipping. Because I just noticed I did a quick video about it because it was just so out of the blue. About the horseshoe crab's blood that they collect for scientific purposes, and it was bright green like alien blood, guys. I know it was, and now they're showing this white, bluish looking blood. And the whole time it was about to come up, I said, I know I've seen this before, I recognize it, and it's looking a little different and stuff. And I was like, if that blood's not green, something's wrong. And it was blue. So just, we are in the times. We're in the times, guys. We are in the beginning of the end of the beginning of the beginning. I'm going there. I keep explaining to people, I get real passionate about it, because this personal studies and personal path and journey that I've gone down and that I'm sharing with you guys has changed my life exponentially. The way, I now have this extremely talented executive chef that I'm working under, that is just, we're taking it to a whole nother level. I'm going full, like gourmet 5-star. We're doing food, and it's incredible. And it's helping me to show me more, and I feel like I brought that into my life. Like, I was like, man, all this is coming in because I'm ready, and I've been trying, and I've been and instead, 1, 2, 3 people, they quit when this guy showed up, because it ain't easy, and he may seem like a jerk, but see, I get it. That little bit of obedience, and respect for obedience seems like I'm a jerk, you're an asshole, like to somebody else that doesn't have respect for themselves and try to hold themselves obedient, to try to rise and develop and become better and higher and more. Just a lot of things are coming together. I'm saving up money. About to put my bike, I'm fixing my motorcycle, getting that ready for the summer. Everything's going good at work, but I'd like to see things go good on here, because I love this, and I love you guys, and I love what I'm doing, and I just want to help support people, and I have that ability, and I'm going to keep studying so I can give people good advice, but I have to lead by example, and I have to do it, and I'm putting myself through this culling, and I'm like, I'm trying, and I'm testing myself, and I'm building up my purity and intensity, and it's like taking lead and transmuting it and making it into gold. It's alchemy in everyday life. I'm starting to see it, and it's crazy, guys. There is a supernatural world out there. I'm having visions, and I'm seeing, you can't explain it with words, and it would take me too long to get that deep into the meditative state, so it's just another time. But guys, I love you guys. Treat the Mandela effect and flat earth and any subject with respect, just as much as it might be a psyop or anything else. There has to be truths in that stuff to work too. So even the disinformation has truth in it. Misinformation and disinformation is laced with truth. It's all just a mismatch, We but we have the gift of discernment to help us. And I know I'm not religious. I'm just telling you, religion is a complete lie, and you do have a little bit of God in you, but it's the real one. You know, don't go looking for it at church. Go looking for it in your studies and in yourself every day and in the people around you. The church is just community. The church is everyday life and making it a little bit better. Church is exactly the opposite of what it's supposed to be. It's the excuse for the mistakes and the reason life isn't as good. It gets deep, guys. Come back later. I'm gonna do a few more videos. I'd like to get set up to try to do some long live streams, man, because I'd really like to start to get deep into this discussion and have people live commenting so we can really go into it. But you know, it's pretty ridiculous, and if you don't see it, then you aren't even awake, man. You might have your eyes open, but there's nothing in here, and really second guess that and try to, like, I remember dude, in a dream, like when you get shocked in a dream and wake up, like open your eyes a little bit. I know I look like a weirdo, but open your eyes, wake up. Get your consciousness jerk loose and see what's going on. Dude, we live in the physical, but there is a supernatural, and it has an effect on this life. It's like the Vesica Pisces symbols. These symbols are very powerful, and they mean something. My video's getting too long, and I'm not going to be able to do it. So, until I get better equipment, like, subscribe, and share, guys. I love you. Keep coming back. Spread the word, man, because it's just all about knowledge and freeing people and empowering people and putting this joke behind us and enjoying our lives, man, before we let it slip by. Don't let your life slip by, man. Like, subscribe, and share. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.